Hi everyone, this is Miss J from Oceana's Moon. I just want to welcome you back. Thanks for sticking with me last month. I had a little problem with well, I got a new camera. I didn't like the picture the month before, so I got a new camera, and then last month the voice was really low. So hopefully this month we have it all straightened out. This month I'm going to be doing a general reading for June through the end of the year. So I won't be doing any astrological problems that you may have, or the retrogrades, which I think are the most important when doing these readings. I just want to take a second and thank everyone for their subscriptions and their likes and their comments, and I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you are getting some messages. It keeps me motivated to keep doing this. And everyone who's asked for a personal reading, you can go to my homepage, oceanasmoon.com, the link's below, and order a reading. They're fairly priced, and I think they're pretty good quality. The comments and feedback I've gotten are pretty great. So right now my readings are going anywhere from 5 to 7 days out. I can get them back to you. So stay tuned for the rest of the year for you, and thanks for joining me again. Hi Virgo, I am just finishing shuffling up the cards. We're looking at June to the rest of the year. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Okay, the center, 5 of Wands, crossed by the Hangman. We've got the 6 of Wands underneath it, 7 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. Okay. At the bottom we've got the 3 of Cups, which doesn't really fit. Well, the 3 of Cups talks about celebrations, parties, get-togethers, teamwork. It also sometimes talks about drinking too much. And this is going to be one of the overall energies for the rest of the year, so keep your partying in check. Let's see what the cards have to say. Yeah, not too much drinking, no drinking and driving, please, please. Just sometimes they come up as reminders not to do those things. Let's see what we got going on. Next layer is going to be the Ace of Swords, very nice. The Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the Magician, 10 of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, at the bottom we have the 7 of Wands, and this talks about standing in your integrity. Okay, people are fussing with you and you are trying to stand your ground. You may have an idea that people aren't agreeing with, and you're going, no, this is going to work, this is going to work. So you are, just kind of fighting them off. It's not a major battle, but it's you just, going, no, I think I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to move forward with it. So let me give this one last shuffle and one last layer. Virgo, June through December. Six of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 2 of Swords, Knight of Swords, the Moon, 4 of Swords, Queen of Swords, Page of Wands, and the last is the Strength card. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we've got Temperance. Excuse me. Temperance is about balance and moderation. This really may be about drinking. You really need to curb If you are, if you do drugs, if you drink on more than 2 or 3 times a week, this is really talking about you need to balance in moderation for the rest of the year. It may be about, not getting hammered at the Christmas party and looking like an ass in front of your boss. On the other side, this is, being spiritually and emotionally and mentally sound and balanced, and maintaining that balance through the trials that are coming, if there are trials, whether they are small or big. Okay, so this is another overall energy for the rest of the year. So let me, excuse me, I'm going to get something to drink. Okay, let's see where you are now. So right now we got the 5 of Wands, and this kind of goes back to the 7 of Wands. This is just petty bickering, snickering. This could be about, other people fussing and fighting, or you're taking things the wrong way. It's not an all-out brawl. It's not a huge conflict. This is just petty stuff. It could be with a significant other. Honey, you didn't take out the trash again, kind of thing. But you've got the Ace of Swords, so you have this new mental energy coming in that you're going to be quite victorious at. This is the divine hand of God, or your higher power, whoever you would like to refer them to. Refer as, you know what I'm saying. But the only thing about this sword is, remember, it cuts both ways. So you can use it to cut through the bullshit. You can use it to cut through the red tape. You can use it to also hurt somebody quite badly. So be wary of your actions. You're coming out on top, especially if you are in this little conflict right now, but don't push it too far. All right, and there you go. The last card where you are now is about the 6 of Pentacles, and this is about compromise. This is about give and take. So if this is a relationship, husband or wife isn't getting things done, you're nagging, you're bickering, you're fussing and fighting. Not ever, I'm not talking about divorce, ready for a divorce, but try those new ideas, try the ideas to get along, compromise, give and take, and this is just working to make it work. Yeah. And right now you're crossed by the Hangman, and the Hangman denotes somebody who is strung up, hands bound behind his back, and strung up by one leg. And this is a major arcana. This talks about, for me, this talks about almost like you are purposely being stuck. In other words, the divine is making you sit in one place because you're not seeing the picture, and you're not seeing what's going on, the bigger picture, whether it's because you have your own ideas about way things should be done, or this is you, and this is what it is recommending, and the advice that this card is that you need to change your views, you need to change your perspectives, and remove your emotional and your mental process from the situation and get a bigger, clearer picture of it. Okay, you can see from the picture that his eyes are open and he has that halo around his head, the divine energy, and you can see that his body actually forms a cross. So this is, you are being purposely made to stay still, so you can be still and listen. And once you change your perspective, things are going to move forward again. You're going to stop being stuck. Now, where you've been over the last few months, and we've had the 6 of Wands, you've been quite victorious at whatever you have gone after, whether it's love, romance, house, whatever. You're charging in and you are being congratulated. You are the victor in this particular challenge. And then you've got news of success coming in. So you've been successful, and you also have news of new ideas. You've got 2 pages coming in. Now this could also represent 2 children. The Pentacles represent earth signs. So it's going to be a Taurus, a Capricorn, or you, a Virgo. And the Page of Swords, the swords represent air signs. So it's going to be Leo, Gemini, or Aquarius. So if they could represent children that you've been dealing with, maybe you've had a problem with your teenagers and you've come out on top and you've been quite the victor. This could also be news coming in, news about success, news about new ideas, new projects, or a new way of thinking, because he's looking back. And that may have brought you that success. Okay, so that's kind of where you've been over the last couple months. So where you are now and what's coming in the future, we're talking, since this goes to December, the end of December, we're looking at June, July, possibly, the beginning of August. We've got the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups denotes confusion. You may have a lot of opportunities and you don't know which one to take. Okay, some of them are emotional, but you have emotional ties to all of them, and you're not quite sure which one to pick or where you want to go with it. If you are, when this card comes up, what I recommend is, instead of concentrating all your energy on all 7 cups, you want to take the highest priority ones first. Say these are the highest priorities. You work on these 3, and when you get rid of this one, you add this one. So now you're working on these 3, and when you get rid of this one, now you've got these 3 you're working on. Just a few at a time, and you'll be able to knock them out. The Ten of Swords talks about this doesn't feel very good, sweetheart. The Ten of Swords talks about ultimate defeat and disappointment in something that you have been struggling to take care of. This could be just a new idea that's been shot down. This could be a person stabbing you in the back. So if you were working on a project with somebody, just watch your ass, because they could be stealing your ideas and taking credit for it, and you've put all this work into it and you're kind of screwed. The Two of Swords talks about a decision that you're going to have to make, and that's going to come after this disappointment. Okay, the swords represent mental, so this is a decision, and with the moon here, it's going to be mental versus emotional. It's going to be a head or heart decision. And this could represent a relationship. This could be you just being confused about what is going on, and then finding out that they've been cheating on you, that you've been stabbed in the back, they've been lying, and you're going to have to make that decision whether to leave or stay. It's not going to be an easy decision, and you're going to be devastated by what happens. I'm sorry to let you know that. Hopefully it's just for a few of you Virgos out there. But yeah, you're going to have to make that decision. It's going to be a head or heart one. I really get the feeling it's going to be more about romance than about work, but work is a possibility. So what we've got coming up so if that was June and July, possibly August, we're looking at August, September, October area. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Now, this Knight of Pentacles would represent you. This is you being cautious and slow. My knights are my warriors. They like to jump into the fight and kind of just, scrap. But this Knight of Pentacles is the only one that actually gets anywhere. He's the only one that gets the things done, because he takes that pause at the beginning. He's very slow and cautious and deliberate about his actions. He knows where he wants to go, and he makes that plan to get there, and he gets there. He's the only one that does. With the Knight of Swords, you can tell just from the picture, he is all mental. He thinks he knows what's going on, and he just charges ahead without thinking about risk or consequences or anything else. He's just ready to jump in and go. So this could be you trying to plan. The Three of Pentacles denotes teamwork. All right. This could be you working together with a group. This could be you going to counseling if you're in a relationship and you're having problems. This could be you
you working on a project at work, but you're being slow and cautious, and there could be somebody else that just kind of wants to jump in. And this is reminding you that it's about teamwork and you have to work together. Okay, if this does represent a person, it's going to be an air sign. You've got a lot of court cards coming on. And it's going to be a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius. Okay, so at the beginning of the fall, you really want to work together at something. This could be planning something for the future with a spouse. This could be planning for, if you're a college kid, this could be planning for school, how are you going to pay for college, and this could be you just charging in, ready to go. So be prepared for that, but really take heed. Really embody this Knight of Pentacles. Be slow and cautious and deliberate. And when you work together, it's gonna work out for you. You're gonna be okay. Now for the fall through December, we've got the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon. Okay, the Eight of Wands talks about it's a movement card. You are going. You may not know where you're going, but you're going. Okay, that action that you have been waiting on is coming, and it's probably going to be triggered by that Knight of Swords up there. And then the Seven of Pentacles, this talks about patience. You're going to have to be patient. And what I don't like about this is the Moon. The Moon usually denotes like confusion, and you could be really affected by the moon cycles, but it feels more like secrets. Someone's keeping something from you, or you are keeping secrets from other people that's not letting this move forward. I feel like it's more like you keeping secrets. So all these things are starting to happen, but you've got this patience going on right here because you have this secret that you know about that nobody else does. So my only advice would be to be very wary of that secret. And we're going to get some clarification on that in a little bit. Okay, where you are now, you in the situation over the next 6 months, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So things are coming around. This is a karmic card. This is, what goes down must come up. This is you coming back up. But you've also got the Nine of Swords. It's disappointment. And you also have the rest, the Four of Cards. This is you taking a rest. So it could be, you finally, the wheel's finally turning around. You are seeing that progress, but you're disappointed at it. Okay, you're disappointed it's not as much progress as you wanted. Or this is just complete disappointment where the wheel has turned and it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And this is just that, I call it the dark night of the soul, because this is just kind of, it's emotional defeat. Like if you've been, working hard on something that you have wanted, like a relationship, a marriage, and it's just not working. This is you kind of realizing that it's just not working. Okay, this card could also represent not getting enough sleep. So if you have, you finally have that completion, you have completed that cycle and everything's good, and this is you have not had enough sleep, you are mentally and emotionally exhausted. And so the Four of Swords comes in where you finally are able to take that rest, take that vacation, take that break, and move forward with it. Let's see how other people see you. This is family, friends, environment. See, the Three of Swords talks about disappointment in love. This talks about sorrow, heartbreak. This could be a love triangle. You've got the Magician and you've got the Queen of Swords. So this could be you being disappointed or being hurt over a long period of time, but you have the tools necessary to manifest it. And this Queen of Swords could be coming in or just watching from afar or helping you through this disappointment. Okay, because this is gonna be friends, family, co-workers, you know, family, close, immediate family members. The swords represents an air sign, a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius. So this could be someone coming in to help you manifest what you want. But you do have the tools to get past it. I really feel that this is going to be the more I read, the more I see this is a romance card. Somebody's been playing with you, sweetheart. Somebody's been playing with your emotions, and this may not be specifically, or this may not be for everybody. I know it's a general reading, but for one or two of you out there, somebody is jacking with your heart and your head, and it's over and over, and you are going back, and you are leaving, and you are going back, and you are leaving, and you have got all this confusion, and it comes out, you are just going to be disappointed. You are just going to be disappointed. You need to break that cycle, sweetheart. You need to move on. I'm sorry, that's just what I was feeling right now. Let's look at your hopes and your fears. Now, you're scared that you're going to be left with nothing. Okay, this is the Five of Pentacles. You're just going to be spiritually and financially bankrupt. And you're going to be left out in the cold. But the Page of Wands, you're hoping for that new passion, a message of that passion, that desire to come in. And you're hoping for emotional contentment, love, having that love of your life come in. These are all your hopes and your fears. This is definitely the fear, but these are the hopes that you're having. Okay. So, yeah, that Ten of Cups tells me this is really the underlying thing over the next 6 months. You may have a little bit of career, a little bit of, you know, working with others and finances, but the underlying is the romance area. And in the outcome, we've got the Nine of Wands, and this is you battered and bruised from the fight, but you are still standing, which is amazing. And the nice thing about nines, this is the end of the cycle. You may have a little more cleaning up to do. It's like it's like building a house. You've got everything done. Now you just got to go in and sweep up. You know, sweep up the dust, put down the carpet, and move on. You know, and start rebuilding. The wands are up for your protection. You know, you've been screwed pretty good, but now you're protecting yourself, and you're going to be okay. The Four of Pentacles talks about that miser, keeping things close to your vest, keeping your secrets, keeping, you know, what you do to yourself. Whether it's finances or success or your home life, and I get the feeling it's more like a home life. And the Strength card, I love the Strength card. Strength card Strength card tells me that there is absolutely nothing that you will not be able to get through if you stand with your integrity. Okay? The woman here is closing the lion's mouth with just simple character, because she has good moral characters, good values, good morals, good ethics. Her integrity is pure. You know, she stands behind her beliefs, and she does what's right, whether it's the right thing to do or not. And that's what's going to get you through, sweetheart. I'm going to get some clarification on a couple things, okay? We're going to pull a couple cards for that time. You've got two Knights and the Three of Pentacles. We're going to pull a couple cards for this Moon energy, and then we're going to pull a couple cards for the outcome. So we're going to see what's going on with you, Virgo. Give me some clarification on those Knights for this will be the end of the summer going into the fall. We got the Six of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. the Knight of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. I don't read reversals. Yeah, I'm going to pull these two. I don't like that Nine of Swords, so tell me what that's about. The Five of Wands and the Empress. And then we've got the Hierophant and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, sweetheart. So we had you being this Knight of Pentacles and working, and possibly this could be an energy of either you finally coming, just going forward with your desires and your wants, charging ahead with it, or this could be the other person in that teamwork. Now we've got the Six of Wands, which tells us you are going to be victorious over that summer. Okay, so this tells me, this one and the Queen of Pentacles, this is really going to be about, if you're going through a divorce, this is you being victorious, charging ahead, compromise. She may get some of that money, but you know, it's going to be okay. The Queen of Pentacles, the Pentacles also represents your sign, so this could be you. You are going to come out victorious in this, and just go ahead with the teamwork. Make sure that you are steady, and you are slow, and you are steadfast in the way that you want to do things, and you will be victorious, and you will become that Queen of Pentacles, whether you're male or female. She's a wonderful, charismatic, charming person who is balanced. She has success. She has financial stability. She is where you want to be. Now, over here, I wanted some clarification on that, because you've got the Eight of Wands moving things along really fast, like darts being thrown at you. But you've got the Seven of Pentacles telling you to have some patience. So I'm not, maybe this is my confusion, or I can understand why you're being confused. But here you've got the Knight of Pentacles and you've got the High Priestess. So what this is telling me is that just like the Knight of Pentacles you had up there, okay, you need to stop and you need to slow down and look at your path. All right, plan. Be slow and cautious and very steadfast about where you're going to go. But you will get there, because the High Priestess is one of the best cards, and you follow your intuition. Make sure that you are balanced, you know, between dark and light, high and low, right and left. You want to be balanced. Use your intuition. Connect with the divine, your higher power, God, whoever you choose to worship. And you'll be able to get through it, you know, and you're going to be just fine. You may be a little confused about it, but the intuition, work with it. You know, that gut feeling is there for a reason. You need to honor it. So where you are in the environment, I didn't like that Nine of Pentacles. I'm sorry, Nine of Swords. So we've got the Five of Wands, which talks about a conflict. Okay. It's that petty, fussy energy. But you have the Empress, and the Empress talks about that nurturing, loving, motherly love, where you're able to bring creative ideas to fruition. Okay, it's a wonderful card to have. So you're going to be just fine. I think this is more about losing sleep, getting that rest, and having a little bit of a struggle with it. But you're going to be just fine. The Empress and the Wheel of Fortune, it's great together. All right, and the last ones, you got that protection, holding your cards close to your vest, and standing in your integrity. And you've got the Hierophant, which talks about spiritual enlightenment. It talks about marriage coming. It talks about success in a large company. So whichever one of those that, you know, this reading that you're concerned with, you are successful at it. And the Two of Pentacles talks about balance. And it's usually just talking about the work-life balance, spending, savings balance, you know, kids, alone time balance, which you're going to find. You're going to have the guidance that you need, that higher power, the divine, stepping in and helping you through this. So overall, it's a really good reading. Oh my goodness, I was so scared for you for a minute because I was seeing some bad stuff. But overall, it looks like you're going to end the year well. I'm not going to lie to you, sweetheart. It's not the easiest 6 months that you're going to go through. It's going to be up and down, up and down. A lot of it has to do with your mental state. I would advise you to just get the hell out of your head and, you know, do the best you can. 1 foot forward. I always like that when I forget where I need to go or I get so overwhelmed, sometimes I just need to go back to the basics, which is eating, sleeping, and breathing. So take the advice if you can. If not, that's all right. I'm just going to pull a guidance card for you. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. All right, Virgo. Prosperity. This is Archangel Ariel. It says your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. That's beautiful. So you have great things coming, sweetheart. You just got to hold on through the bumps in the road over the next few months, okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I know the rest of the year is not going to be, well, you've got some mountains to climb, and you know, but you've got some good valleys where you can rest too. So it's all going to work out in the end, dear. Like, comment, share. Feedback is always welcome. And if you have any questions, please give me a shout, sweetheart. Also doing personal readings. I'm about, I don't know, like 3 to 5 days waiting list right now. It's not too bad. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your month, and I will see you in July. Bye.